The last video was part 1 of our deep dive into Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, where we talked about all the new characters. Today, we're diving into everything else. But before we get started, I just want to give a huge thank you for all the love and support on the last video. It really means a lot. Now what's left on the table? We've got locations, mechanics, and the storyline for the new chapter. Out of all the new locations teased so far, the prison has caught the most attention from fans. This place seems to be where they held experiments on the monsters. That's right, the same Braun we saw in the recording. He went through this place too. The areas shown in that footage are most likely parts of the prison. The prison has a distinct symbol, 3 empty squares inside each other. Size-wise, it's no small facility. Just from a few trailers, we already know about at least 3 sections of it, though we won't know the full scope until January 31st. One trailer showed us the main entrance, which doesn't seem too special at first glance. But if you take a closer look at the floor, you'll notice some markings. After thinking about it for like 2 seconds, it's clear these are patterns from kids' games. The second known section is the main lobby. It's kinda similar to the lobby from Chapter 1. This area was clearly a hub for Playtime Co. staff. Looking up at the ceiling, you can even spot windows letting in that artificial light from Playcare. When you connect this with the entrance area, it's obvious that kids used to come here before they were turned into monsters. One of the leaks backs this up too. The third confirmed section is the holding or living cells for the kids. Based on the images, these cells were ridiculously small, with almost no light except for a couple of bulbs inside each room. From the trailer, we also learned that every cell had a system for releasing the infamous red gas we encountered in Chapter 3. Of course, this was used to knock out the kids before subjecting them to experiments, just like the orphans from the last chapter. And then there are the doors leading to the cells. I won't even start on how unsettling they are. But here's a thought. Why would Playtime Co. install such massive doors for kids? There's no way a child could handle even a regular metal door, let alone these. I've got a few theories, but I'm curious. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now that we've covered the prison, it's time to move on to another new location. Or, well, not entirely new. I'm talking about the caves. This area acts as a link between the prison and other parts of the factory. Like the prison, the cave system is massive and can also be split into multiple sections. The first section of the caves was teased in the very first trailer where Baba Chops was introduced, the toy graveyard. If you take a good look, it's clear this area is filled with literal tons of dead and destroyed toys. At some point in Chapter 4, we'll definitely find ourselves here while making our way to the prison. The second section is the mines. These mines in Playtime Co.'s territory could serve all kinds of purposes, like running pipes or moving failed, dead, or overly aggressive experimental monsters. Alternatively, they might have been designed as emergency evacuation routes for Playtime Co. staff to escape the prison quickly and safely, if needed. There's no solid info yet, so we can only speculate. This kind of location is completely new for us. Finally, the third section is just the general underground areas. Honestly, I'm almost 100% sure these spots won't hold any big secrets or answers. These so-called dungeons will probably just be transitional zones. Like in Chapter 3, the most we'll likely get out of them are some puzzles to solve as we pass through. And the last new location we know for sure about is the regular work areas, spaces reserved exclusively for factory employees. These spots probably won't play a huge role in the Chapter 4 storyline, but they're still incredibly important for filling in the gaps. Why? Because it's in these rooms that we can find various tapes, the key to uncovering more about Playtime Co.'s operations and its dark history. These work zones act like little treasure troves of lore, giving us deeper insights into the company's secrets and past. We've already broken down some of the key elements of Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, but beyond the new characters and locations, we have to talk about the new mechanics that directly affect the gameplay. As of January 19th, 2025, there haven't been any official teasers or leaks revealing much about this. Still, we've got a few subtle details that might give us a glimpse of what's coming. Why do you think Mob Entertainment is being so secretive about the mechanics? Let me know your theories in the comments. Don't worry though, I know the approximate release date of the official game trailer and will definitely share it with you today. Now back to the mechanics. First up is the new hand. We all remember how Chapter 2 introduced the green hand, which brought the electricity mechanic, and Chapter 3 gave us the purple hand for jumping and the orange hand for shooting. Considering the fact that we lost the green hand in the final moments of Chapter 3, yep, it was sacrificed for our survival. It makes total sense that Chapter 4 will introduce a new hand for our grab pack. In one of the trailers featuring Dr. Harley Sawyer, there were a lot of odd shots, and some details slipped under the radar for many fans. But if you take a closer look, There's one specific frame where you can clearly see a suspicious red hand lying on a desk in one of the offices. Here's the thing. The only definite thing we know about it is that it's red. One frame doesn't give us much to work with, but fun fact, about a year ago, a YouTube fan channel created their own concept for a new hand, and it looks eerily similar to the one shown in the trailer. I really liked the concept of the dash hand, and it's entirely possible we might see a similar mechanic in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. But for now, it's just a guess, and we'll need to wait for the game trailer to confirm or debunk our theories. As I promised, here's the info about the trailer release date. If we look back, exactly a year ago, Chapter 3 was officially revealed on January 31st. The second game trailer, which unveiled the main mechanics of the new chapter, dropped on January 24th. Drawing parallels to this year, the likelihood of seeing the game trailer for the new chapter on the same date, January 24th, is incredibly high. So we're predicting a January 24th, 2025 release, where we'll finally get the missing details about the gameplay mechanics. But when it comes to mechanics, it's not just the new hand that's got us curious. There's something else we need to talk about. We're all pretty familiar with the VHS tapes from the previous chapters of Poppy Playtime. They've served as a key source of information about Playtime Co.'s dark past, or just plain scared us, sometimes doing a pretty good job at it. But about 8 months ago, the first official Poppy Playtime book was released. What caught the attention of fans was the teaser image of the book. Alongside it on the table, we could spot a tape recorder and a small audio tape. Now circling back to that trailer with the new hand, we see a similar table with what appears to be the same tape recorder. And this hints at something big. This could be Dr. Harley Sawyer's office. Interestingly, this office seems to echo the vibe of the iconic Elliot Ludwig's office. Considering how crucial Dr. Harley Sawyer is to the storyline of Chapter 4, the secrets hidden in his office could hold immense value for the narrative. And one of our key tools for uncovering those secrets will likely be the audio tape recorder, which we've now spotted multiple times. As you might remember, I plan to cover not just the new locations and mechanics today, but also dive into the storyline of Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. However, since that would make this video way too long, I've decided to save the final part 3 of our full breakdown for the next video. In that one, I'll talk about some less obvious details of the new chapter and share some brand new information that we've recently uncovered. That's all for now. Bye-bye.